Welcome to our tutorial on the year-end procedures. We'll start with some reporting. Under the Setup Reports, highlight the inventory value by manufacturer. It is important to remember the information contained on this report is only as good as the day that it is printed. Be sure to generate the report on the day where an accurate inventory value is needed. The inventory value by manufacturer report gives the total value of all products currently in stock. If you need an accurate value for your accountant, you will need to print this on the last day of the year, before there is any inventory activity in the new fiscal year. By leaving all checkboxes unchecked, you will receive a report for all products. You can choose to print for specific manufacturers or product lines, and by specific departments or product groups. You can choose to print for just retail items, just professional items, or for both types. When you've made your selections, click Print. This report breaks down each individual product line, then each grouping within that line, and you'll have subtotals along the way. At the bottom of the report, you will have a grand total for all products currently in stock. The next report we're going to look at is the Inventory Optimization Report. This report automatically sets its dates to the last quarter. Simply change your start and end dates to reflect the period of time you wish to print for. The padding percentage is a safety stock. If you sell 10 items within the period of the report and you have a 50% pad, then the report would recommend you set your minimum quantity to 15. In essence, 10 sold plus the 50% pad is 5 plus the 10 equals 15 for the recommended minimum quantity. Orders placed every is how often you do your ordering. Simply edit the number and use the pop-up menu to choose from the number of days, weeks, or months. If you order at different times throughout the month for each of your product lines, you can choose to generate this report for one line at a time, or print it for the lines where you order at the same time. You can choose to print for specific manufacturers or product lines and specific departments or product groups. Simply check the appropriate boxes. You can choose to print for just retail items, just professional items, or both types. Leaving all checkboxes unchecked, you will receive a report for all products. The Inventory Optimization Report will show the start and end dates for the report, the ordering information, and what was set for the padding. It will line out each item within each group and product line. The average cost is the average on-hand cost set for the product. The on-hand is the quantity STX currently believes to be on your shelves. The minimums now and ideal is twofold. Minimums now is what you currently have the minimum quantity set for. Minimums ideal is what STX recommends the minimum quantity be set to. The change in value is the difference in value the products would have if you follow the recommended minimum quantities. It would be either increased or a decreased value. The recommendations on this report are intended to bring a maximum return to your inventory investment. It is important that the average on-hand cost is filled in for each product in your product setup. It is equally important that the on-hand quantity is accurate for each product. If you do not currently have the minimum quantity set on a product, the Inventory Optimization Report will go ahead and make recommendations for what it should be set to. When you look at the bottom of the report, you'll have a grand total of what your inventory value would change to. If we follow the recommendations on the report for our minimum quantities, we can see that based on our information, we could save ourselves over $2,000. After the Inventory Optimization Report is generated, STX can automatically update the minimum quantities to the recommended value. If you wish to have STX update those values for you, simply click the Update Minimums button. Otherwise, click Cancel to leave the minimum quantities unchanged. You can always go back and regenerate the report or update the minimums yourself by going under Setup, Products to Mass Update. The next report we're going to look at is the total sheet found under the Transactions Reports. The total sheet is used for service and retail tax information. This is the only report to show the tax amount that you had collected throughout the year. We'll print the report for the full year. Be sure to not check any of the boxes when printing this report. This report will print all information if nothing is checked. Checking any of these boxes or making changes to the pop-up menus will limit the report to the specified requests, and therefore eliminate some of the necessary information from the report altogether. The total sheet is a sheet of totals. It gives you service, retail totals, by visit type information. We have our by payment type totals, so you can see the total of each payment type used on the tickets throughout the year. In the summary area on the last page is where you will find the tax information which you had collected on your tickets throughout the year. You also want to make sure that the total sheet shows a zero value next to the unpaid balances. If you have a dollar amount in the unpaid balances, you have some tickets that haven't been completely paid. The next report we're going to look at is the payment list. The payment list is a great way to find all of your custom payment types, such as complimentary or donation. Set your start date to the first of the year, and from the payment type pop-up menu, select donation. This report will give the date, the ticket number, the client's name, the ticket total, and how much was put on the donation payment type, as well as the description that you had filled in the reference field. The transaction detail report will give a brief synopsis of each transaction entered for the day or date range chosen. It is recommended you print this report for the year. Using the transaction type pop-up menu, set it to cash in and out. This is a great way to see all of the cash paid in and cash paid out transactions throughout the year. The information contained on this report is going to be helpful for your accountant to know what was added or taken for the year. You can see the date, the ticket number, the explanation of your cash paid in or cash paid out, and then you'll see your total values for each day. The employee tip report will allow you to print a total tip amount for each employee for the year. It's recommended you print this for the year period. Each employee that had tips during that time frame will automatically be checked, and this report will print one employee at a time. So each employee will actually receive their own report. This makes it convenient to hand out this report to each employee so they know what their yearly tip total was. Another optional report to get the employee tip amount for the year would be the employee sales report. Print this for the year. Each employee will then be printed on a single report, and the far right-hand column is the tips column. This is a total amount of tips for the year, whether they were paid out or left in the drawer. The gift list report can be printed two different ways for the year end. Print this report for expiration between the start of the year and the end of the year. This report will only show gifts that have an expiration date. If you remove the expiration date when you're selling the gift, that gift will not appear on this report. This is a wonderful way to find the gifts that have not been used yet. We'll sort them by client. And we can see each of the gifts that have expired this year and still have a balance. You can also print the gift list for the gifts that were issued throughout the year. You will want to check the Include Gifts with Zero Balance box so that you can see all gifts that were issued during the date range. Choose the sorting order. In this case, I'm going to sort them by balance. We can see each gift certificate and gift card that were issued this year, the original amount, and what the current balance of the gift is. If there was an expiration date on the gift, that expiration date will show as well. At the bottom, we get a total amount that was issued, and then we have the total balance remaining. The activity comparison report will compare activity within your company for multiple date periods. The report will include information regarding number of all clients, tickets, services, products, and gifts, as well as dollars that were generated, percent of clients with retail, and number of new clients. The report compares information by date, week to date, month to date, quarter to date, year to date, percent of change for each different time period, the prior year, which is the totals from the previous calendar year, and then the prior 12 months, which are totals from the 12 months prior to the date the report is printed. So the date is the single date of the report that we printed. Week to date is the week leading up to and including the single date. Month to date is the month leading up to and including the date. And it compares that month to date period from a year ago. So where this month to date is December of 2013, a year ago would be December of 2012. And then it shows you the percentage of change between the 2 years. Quarter to date is the quarter leading up to and including the date of the report. The year ago would take that same time period from last year. Year to date is going to be the very beginning of the current year up to the date of the report. Year ago is that same time period from last year. If you have a negative in your change area, that would indicate a decrease. The client analysis by employee report can be printed for any day or date range for all or any department employee. We'll print it for the year. Each employee will get their own report, and each date within the period of the report will be listed, with grand totals at the bottom of each employee's report. The client traffic breakdown includes established number of clients, which are clients who had previously had visits before that date, number of new clients who had their first visit during that date, and number of referrals. When you add the referred by name to a client card, that client is considered a referral. So on 9/24, someone had added a referred by name to a client card. The rebooked number is the number of clients who rebooked their appointment the same day they came for the services within the dates of the report, as long as that pre-booked checkbox is checked when the appointment was scheduled. Clients per hour is the average number of clients seen by the employee per each hour. Anywhere you see that slash, think of that as being the word per. And products per client is the average number of products purchased per each client seen. In the setup reports, we have the promotion list report. This is used to determine the income of the various promotions that you have and what they've brought to your company. You can print this for any day or date range. It's recommended you print it for the year. If we look at our $30 off promotion, during the period, which is the date range of the report, we had 4 services where that promotion was used, and we had 2 retail items where that promotion was used. All in all, there were 4 tickets using that promotion. Over the lifetime of the promotion, which is when that promotion started, we had 16 services where it was used, 22 retail items where it was used, and a total of 13 tickets. Your tickets will not add up to what the service number and the retail number are because you can have multiple services and sell multiple products on each ticket. The income is always going to be the amount that you earned after the discount was given. So what you want to look at is the income on your number of tickets. If your income far outweighs the discount amount, then that promotion did very well for you. At the year end, it's important to do some inventory cleanup. The inventory physical checklist found under the setup reports will print a report for all your inventory items so that you can do a physical count. It is important to remember the information contained in the inventory physical checklist is only as good as the day that it's printed. The report will give the number of all products currently in stock. You can choose to print for specific manufacturers or product lines and by specific departments and groups. Leaving all checkboxes unchecked, you will receive a report for all products. Use the inventory physical checklist to perform a physical count of the products you have in stock. It is important to maintain an accurate on-hand count, or other reports could be affected when you're looking for year-end totals. In STX, after you've filled in your count of products, go to the Mass Update screen under Setup, Products, and you can sort the mass update the same way that your report is sorted. So we'll look at the manufacturer, American Crew, product line, American Crew, and then look at just shampoos. Now our screen is in the same order that's on the report. All you have to do is change the on-hand quantities based on what you had written on the report. You can change everything within this screen except for the size. The on-hand is what you currently have. So if you're updating your on-hand quantities, simply type in the amount that you have on your shelf. It's the average cost that shows up on a lot of your reports. If you have 0 for your average cost, then your reporting will show 0. So it's important to make sure that your standard and average don't have a 0. Once you've updated all of your information, save the mass update screen, and an inventory adjustment report will automatically appear on the screen for you. This only appears if changes were made to the on-hand quantities in the mass update screen. The inventory adjustment is much like a shrinkage report in that it shows each change made to the on-hand quantities for each product. You can print the adjustment report from here. The report not only shows the changes, but it also shows the adjustments to the cost of the product. The amount printed in red is where the product was lower. This could indicate either lost or stolen products. A positive amount in the change column would indicate that you increased the on-hand quantity by that many, and the negative indicates a decrease in the on-hand quantity. If you did not print the inventory adjustment report when it first appears on your screen, don't worry. A copy of that will appear on your transaction list. You can double-click the report and print it from there as well. Next, we'll take a look at some marketing strategies for the year-end. Go under Client to Client Marketing, and we want to look for all of our VIP clients who have spent some money with us throughout the year. To find the VIP clients for the year-end, you will first need to determine how much money a client has to have spent in the past year. It is recommended this be done after the year has ended to encompass all clients who might be eligible for VIP status. Decide how much in product spending and also how much in service spending combined would meet the criteria. In our example, we have decided also to only include those clients with a valid email address on file. So we use the Spending on Services filter, and we've decided that any amounts greater than 100 would consider them a VIP client. The dates are between the start of this year and the end of this year. If I'm printing this on December 31st, those are the settings I'm going to use. If I wait till after January, I'm going to have to use the options of start of last year and end of last year. We've added the filter Spending on Products, and we've decided that the client must spend at least $20 in products throughout the last year. Again, with the dates, if you're printing it on December 31st, you'll want to use the start and end of this year. If you wait until after January, you'll want to change that to start and end of last year. We're also looking for clients with valid email addresses, so we use the email address filter to include just the valid clients. Once all the filters are in place, going to the Matching Clients tab, you will see a listing of the clients who matched our filter set. Next, we're going to look at clients who owe us money through the house charges. So we've created a new set called House Charge Balance, and our filter is the House Charge Balance filter. We're looking for clients who have any amounts greater than 0 in their house charge balance. On the Matching Clients tab, we can see the clients who match our criteria. Double-click on one of the clients, go to the Billing tab, and see exactly what their house charge balance is. Next, we need to find clients that we can mark inactive. Clients can be flagged as inactive on a mass basis. In this example, we are looking for current active clients who have not had a visit since the start of this year and who do not have a future appointment. So active clients, I'm just looking for the ones that are still flagged active. The last service visit filter, I'm looking for clients that had their last ticket with us before the start of this year. The service appointment filter is looking for clients who have a future appointment and removing them. If they haven't had a visit in this past year at all and they don't have a future appointment, we're going to consider them inactive. When we look at our Matching Clients tab, we can see the clients who are still active in our system, who had their last service visit before the start of this year, and who do not have a future appointment. Down at the bottom on the Action pop-up menu, set the action to mark clients inactive. Clicking the Go button will actually set each one of these client cards to the inactive status. If the client does make an appointment and you type their name in to search for the appointment, you will be able to mark them active again just by selecting their name for the appointment. We can go under Client Cards now and search for Lou Abbott. It's showing 0 active but 1 found. When you check the Show Inactive box, it shows Lou and we can make him active again. Simply check the active box again to make that client active. There's some STX general maintenance which should be performed at the end of each year or periodically throughout the year. Under the STX menu, go to About STX and make sure you're running the most recent version of the STX program. STX version 2.9 in parentheses 262 is the most recent version of STX available. This version of STX will only run on Mac OS X version 10.6 or later. Older computers must be upgraded to OS 10.6 or later before installing the upgrade if you need to. If you need to update your STX version, please let us know and we'll be happy to send you the download and install instructions. There's also some OS X maintenance that you need to look at. So under the Apple menu, you'll go to About This Mac. The version of the OS X software currently installed on the computer will show. If you're not sure if the version you have installed is the latest OS X available, click the Software Update button. The Software Update button will find all the updates available for your computer. There's also some settings in your system preferences that need to be checked periodically. You can either go under the Apple menu to the System Preferences option there, or you can use your dock and go to System Preferences from there. The first area we're going to look at is Energy Saver. All of your system preferences tend to help the performance of not only your Mac, but also the performance of your STX software. In the Energy Saver, if you have a laptop, you want to make sure that both battery and power adapter are set for the same. You do not want the computer to ever be put to sleep. Computer sleep should always be set to never. It's okay to set the display sleep to whatever amount of minutes or hours you choose. You also want to make sure that the Put the hard disk to sleep when possible is not checked. If you need to change your settings, click the lock in the lower left-hand corner to make changes. You'll be asked to enter your admin name and password, and the screen will be unlocked for you. If you're using STX on multiple computers, you want to go to the Date and Time System Preferences and make sure that each computer is set to the same date, the same time, that they're on the same time zone, and same closest city. If any of the computers are different on your network, your appointments may not appear to be acting properly. Your reminder emails may not get sent properly. So just make sure that each computer is on the same time zone, closest city, same date and time. If you are not subscribing to our online services, which automatically backs up your STX program every 2 minutes for you, then it is vitally important that you watch and follow the instructions in our STX Creating a Backup tutorial. This concludes our tutorial for the year-end procedures. If you require further assistance, please contact the STX Education Department.